What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. We have got an action-packed episode for you today. Lots of gameplay, some big signings, some missed signings because my camera footage, sometimes I just forget to press record, not going to lie about it. And another mystery pack win. So there's a tournament out now. I think it's out for another day actually. Hopefully I'm going to find some more time to win it again, or at least play it and try and win it again. And in yesterday's episode, we talked a lot about the chem glitch again, because it's just the hot topic for me right now. And you can see by my team on the screen, we got Insigne, Aduriz, Castro, Cerna is back in the club. I don't think I showed that transfer. I don't think I showed how much I signed him up for. Leyoun at right back. We've got DeMarcos at centre back. You know, we've got an interesting team, and I'm starting to see more and more things on Twitter about people not caring about chemistry, and it's good to see. And it will be good to eventually get this whole situation put to bed when EA finally release something about it. However, what we're going to talk about today is FIFA 17 actually, and what we can look forward to in FIFA 17, because with FIFA 17, according to EA's own wording from Rob Hodgson, the community manager, EA are going to be more transparent with things and how the game works within FIFA 17. We discussed this briefly in yesterday's video, and that excites me a lot because it means that I'm going to be able to actually understand the game that I'm playing for the first time ever since Ultimate Team has been released, and that's huge news. You know, I think that was one of the things that when Rob made the statement about the chemistry and fitness glitch, one of the things that in my opinion was massively overlooked was the fact that EA is saying, yes, we want to be more transparent. Now, there's been a few videos, threads on forums and Reddit and tweets to me, specifically one YouTuber who's now subsequently deleted his videos, about the lack of conflict from YouTubers to EA. And I just want to discuss that a little bit with you guys today and explain from my perspective why, first of all, bashing EA isn't always a good thing, and why, second of all, strategic kind of videos and comments are far more valuable than just flat out hating EA. And the situation was that this YouTuber, we're not going to name him, you know, some of you may have seen Twitter interactions with him and other YouTubers, some of you may have seen his videos. As I say, he's deleted his videos, he's now privated his Twitter as well, so it's very hard to kind of like look at what's going on. But ultimately, he condemned YouTubers for not bashing EA because so many consumers of the game have lost out on money based on this chemistry glitch, which isn't true. Like, up until the kind of foundation of the chemistry glitch being founded, the market worked as it should have done because nobody knew any different. So when you packed your 99 Ronaldo or your 97 Ibrahimovic or your 95 Higuain, they were going for the market price that they should have been according to what people expected out of them based on performance, because they were being put in the right teams and they were being like treated as though they should have been. So up until this point, the entire market for all of the years has been exactly as it should have been, which means nobody actually missed out. Going forwards, obviously it changes a lot of things, but if going forwards you feel like you're going to be losing out, stop buying FIFA points going forwards, because you can't look back and say, oh, you got screwed, because you didn't get screwed. You got what you paid for. And the sole argument is, and it's actually covered in EA's terms of service, you don't buy packs, you don't buy players, you don't buy consumables, you buy FIFA points. You then trade these FIFA points for packs. So from my perspective, the reason why it wasn't beneficial for me to just go balls to the wall and start slating EA is because I genuinely believe for one of the first times ever that EA just had no idea about this problem. It's been a problem since earliest recording of FIFA 12. There's been some sightings, like not sightings, but some kind of like comments saying that, hey, also in FIFA 11 I noticed a fitness glitch, but there's no proof to back that up. But there is proof back as far as FIFA 12 that this issue's been there. I'm sorry, but a massive corporation like EA are not going to try and pull the wool over people's eyes with an ever-growing game mode that's always in the public eye because of YouTube and Twitch for 4 or 5 years and think, holy shit, I hope we keep getting away with this. It doesn't benefit them to not treat the players with chemistry as they should be treated. It benefits to treat them with those players as they should be, because it sells more packs. Think about it logically. if you knew, and if EA had purposely put in the fact that the chemistry is the way that it is, if you knew that EA, you know, that 98 striker Ronaldo is literally no better than the 98 left wing Ronaldo, or the 97 striker Ronaldo is no better than the left wing striker Ronaldo, you would simply not open packs to try and get him, because you know he's not better. Thus, if you're not opening packs, EA aren't getting your money, what's the benefit for them? If you know that your day one Aaron Ramsey is going to play better due to chemistry restrictions than your inform Aaron Ramsey, you are not going to open packs to try and get the inform Aaron Ramsey, thus EA lose out on money. Logically thinking and logically talking, there is no good reason for EA to have purposely implemented this into the game to try and con people, because it actually would have a negative effect. And on top of that, if the dev team knew about it and didn't make it aware to the public, there can be criminal charges brought up against them. If you're a game coder, you're not earning a load of money. Like these guys that code this game, that make this game, they're not EA. They work for EA. They're employed by EA. They get paid a salary by EA. So when their livelihood is on the line for this, they're not going to sit there and be like, yeah, fuck it, let's just put it in and hope for the best. Screw it, if they pull criminal charges against me, I don't need a job anyway. Fucking my family can support themselves. No, that's not going to happen. These guys, they love this game, they live this game. I've had the pleasure of meeting and talking to so many of the people involved in how FUT is developed, created, how the ideas come about. And they are so passionate about it. There's no way that they would purposely try and deceive us. Now, are EA a shining example of a company? Absolutely not. They're not very transparent with their community. There are definitely certain things that they could listen to us better. There are certain things that they could help us understand better, and they don't. But they are not illegal. They are not, like, why would they jeopardize the entire franchise for chemistry? So when videos are made about YouTubers basically slating YouTubers for not slating EA, it kind of makes me laugh a little bit. And I sit there and I think, do you know what? Me going like ranting and raving about EA doesn't get me anywhere. It doesn't do anything. I've got a really good relationship with EA right now since I stopped coins over a year ago. I can actually talk to EA and I can ask them questions. I can DM them on Twitter and be like, hey, this, and this, and they'll come back to me with, I'm sorry, I can't tell you about this, but this is this and that is that. And then it's on my shoulders whether or not I feel like I should be divulging certain information, because there are certain things that shouldn't be divulged and there are certain things that should be divulged, and it's not my job to tell you guys what should and shouldn't be divulged. That's EA's job, and that's where I think EA do lack in transparency. But for people to just sit there and flat out say YouTubers are getting paid by EA, they're all on the books, yada yada yada, they're all keeping quiet because, you know, otherwise they won't get invited to events, yada yada yada, that's just wrong. There are so many times I slate EA, it's better to do it with a more finesse approach than to just go out and be like, oh, EA fucked up again. Like with these tournaments right now, like this tournament that we're playing in right now, it's horrendous. It's a silly tournament because the requirements for the tournament basically mean that you only have to have one of the 8 players in your actual team and the other 7 could go on the bench. Now I could sit there and blast EA for that and be like, oh, another fucking stupid tournament from EA, pathetic, scummy company, don't care about the fans, only care about the money, don't worry about the tournament, lads, we'll have some 50 and 100k packs out tomorrow to make up the money for it. What would that do for me? What would that do for my relationship with EA, and then my relationship with you guys translating what EA allow me to know? What would that do? So instead what I did is I tweeted EA and said, hey guys, maybe for the next tournament we don't put a requirement like this because it doesn't matter. And that's the approach. The diplomatic approach will yield better rewards because EA want to listen to us. They want our feedback. They want to know what the community wants. They can't see everyone's video. They can't see everyone's tweets. They can't see everything that every single person wants. So it's good for them to get the feedback of the YouTubers, but they can't do that if the YouTubers are just flat out bashing them. If YouTubers are flat out bashing them and then turn around and say, oh, by the way, you should do this. No, fuck you. I'm not going to listen to your piece of shit advice when you've just spent the last 3 days giving me shit. It doesn't work like that. That's not how businesses work. Like when I was running pubs, if a customer came in and said, oh, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that, and then came up and be like, ask me a question about, oh, what's in that beer? Go fuck yourself. Find out for yourself what's in that beer, because you just spent the last 3 days telling me what I should and shouldn't do as a barman, and now you want to ask me a question. It doesn't work like that. Life just doesn't work like that. So it was a shock to me. It's also a shock to me how many YouTubers kind of got abused for being on the books of EA. Do certain people get certain benefits from EA? Yes. Is anyone paid from EA? No. I think, like with this CSGO Lotto stuff, I think you actually have to disclose if you're paid by a company for a video or for things like that. So when people make videos on EA, whether they're talking badly or talking nicely about them, if they were paid, they would have to disclose that information. It's illegal not to. So for me, from my personal perspective, I found my relationship with EA is much better now that I'm talking to them as a human rather than abusing them as a company. And the whole point of this person's video before was that he was upset that everyone's silenced and nobody's speaking out. But ultimately, what does speaking out do? Because EA have said, we know, okay, we've acknowledged the glitch, we're gonna patch it. What more can they do than that? They can't give money back to people because, as I said, first of all, the market is working as intended. Second of all, you buy FIFA points, you don't buy packs. And thirdly, if they've already said that they're going to look at it and fix it, and then somebody said, I want my money back for this game because it wasn't played as intended, there is something in the terms of service that says, that basically covers any bugs or glitches or anything like that. There's something there. I can't remember to the word exactly what it was, but there was something that covered it. So the other thing I want to say about this is FIFA is a game that, because it's so easily relatable to something in real life, gets scrutinized for its bugs way more than any other game. And I'm going to go back to COD 4 here, a game that I absolutely loved, a game that I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours playing, and a game that had many, many bugs and many patches and many glitch fixes. And basically, when you're in a COD game, and it doesn't have to be just COD 4, but I'm going to use it as the kind of metaphor here, I guess. There was a map where there was a rock in COD, in between, like in a valley, in between two like kind of mounds and buildings, and there was a rock. You could jump at a certain point several times, and eventually you would find your way into that rock where nobody could actually shoot you, but you could shoot out and kill them. That's a huge bug. That's the same, in a sense, as this chemistry glitch. It's something that's there that's not supposed to be there. But when something in COD happens that shouldn't happen, it's very difficult to know that it shouldn't have happened due to the fact that there's nothing to relate it to in real life. So when something comes up in FIFA, like, oh, this pass shouldn't have gone there, or it keeps passing to the offside guy and stuff, you only know that it's a bug that's there because it's so easily relatable to something that's in real life. So FIFA gets scrutinized way, way more, yet there are so many undiscovered bugs, or bugs that not necessarily undiscovered, but people just don't care about and take as the way the game should be played in other games because they don't know any better. For example, if you had a gun with a certain attachment in COD, maybe it just did 20% more damage when it shouldn't have done, but you wouldn't know that because there's nothing to suggest that it has or hasn't done more damage, because ultimately you kill someone, you carry on. Whereas in FIFA, if you had a player with 60 shooting but kept shooting like he's got sliders on, you'd be like, okay, well that's not supposed to happen. Now we can fix that. So I think whilst EA don't make a perfect game, there isn't a perfect game out there. Every game has so many hot fixes, so many patches, especially games that don't have a yearly cycle, like League of Legends, like Call of Duty, that because it's made by two different developers has a bi-yearly cycle, like games like Battlefield. They have so much extra time to refine their game and fix their issues and constantly balance the game that EA just don't have. Once they've made FIFA 17, they've got to start work on FIFA 18 straight away. Sure, they'll have a team that maintains FIFA 17, that updates it, that fixes any like major issues. But in terms of micromanaging a game and microbalancing that game, it's a year cycle game. And if it wasn't a year cycle game, people would have a problem with that because of the transfers, because of the way, you know, a new season in FIFA equals a new season in football. Everything correlates and all comes together. So I think, whilst EA aren't the most perfect company, whilst they make huge mistakes, I think we need to cut them a little bit of slack on this chemistry issue, because it's obviously a hugely, deeply ingrained issue that they had no idea about, and it's very difficult to find out in testing because it's such a specific glitch, and it only got found out because of the fitness glitch. Now, the fitness glitch obviously doesn't affect day ones, but then again, it does affect non-day ones in offline. So when testing, not a lot of testing that's done online, When people would test fitness in offline, it would work as desired. Chemistry offline works as desired. I actually don't think there is chemistry offline. I don't think it has any effect. It seemingly doesn't have any effect, and that would be by design. So when you've got an online issue, it's so hard to find that in testing at any stage, because unless you put out public testing online, you're gonna struggle to find it. And the problem with putting out mass public testing, which is what a lot of companies have actually started to do right now, which is what Battlefield 1 are doing right now, when that comes about, especially with FIFA, you're gonna start getting videos, tweets, Twitch streams. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but EA have a problem with that. They like to keep things closed behind closed doors and release everything at once to hype the game and boost its publicity, boost its sales, and in turn generate more revenue. What companies are doing now, which I think is clever and I think actually generates more hype for a game, is companies are allowing people that can get the beta key to play the game online, to stream it, to put tweets out about it, to make videos about it, because what they will get is they'll get feedback from the community that they'll be able to change the game before it's released. Oh, hey, tanks seem way overpowered. All right, let's nerf tanks. Oh, by the way, if you stand at this point on this building, you just can't die. Okay, we're going to find the bug and fix that. But with FIFA, they're so scared that people are just going to leak all their information and ultimately scared that PES might steal a lot of what they've got, that they don't want to do this. And I don't think that's necessarily a clever thing for EA to do. You know, they do invite YouTubers to play test the game and to get footage and to release early footage, but ultimately a lot of that is in a world that's not the real Ultimate Team world, and it's under refined like instructions, and you're not allowed to post or tweet about bugs and glitches when you get this footage. Like, they basically have to okay every piece of footage that goes live from early testing. So if they watch a piece of footage and see a bug themselves, they're not, ultimately they're going to be like, you can't put that up, we don't want you to put that up. And there was a time, I think back in FIFA 14, where I went to an EA capture event, and myself and AirJake's FIFA found a really huge error with the way shooting worked, and we let EA know about it. And even though it was in the start of the game, I guess because they couldn't fix it that quickly at that point, it got fixed really quickly after the game was released. And they know about a lot of bugs and glitches, and they want to fix a lot of bugs and glitches. So when this chemistry issue is there and it's about, and they haven't fixed it for so many years, you gotta sit there and think they just didn't know about it. And to sit there bashing them and slating them is no benefit to anyone. All it does is build a bridge, destroy a bridge between the community and EA, because the community just go in at EA, they're going to end up being like, nope, no more news for you guys until it's absolutely necessary, which isn't a positive thing. If people give them positive feedback, they want to work with us. And like I said, I've got a pretty good relationship with EA right now. I'm not paid by EA in any stretch of the imagination. Yes, they are the source of my income due to the fact that I put their game on YouTube. But they do not pay my bills. They do not pay me. They do not say, hey, I'd love it if you made a video about this, or hey, don't make a video about that. They are just them. They are just EA. They just do what they want to do. They do how they do. And I think in this instance, people should potentially cut EA a little bit of slack. And in my opinion, this chemistry glitch has made Ultimate Team far more fun for me than the rest of the year. The fact that I get to play players wherever the hell that I want, whenever the hell that I want, is fun for me. And what I'm actually a little bit ashamed about is that I hadn't realized something earlier. You know, I've played over the years close to like 15,000 games of FIFA Ultimate Team. That's a lot of games, right? How have I never noticed that this player plays exactly the same, no matter where I put him, no matter what chem I put him on, no matter what team I put him in? Because I played with some low chem, some no chem, some, remember 6 chem Etu when he was popular? Well, there's a reason why he was popular. He was a transferred card. He wasn't affected by the chemistry glitch, which is why he was so good. Why didn't 2 and 2 add up and I sat there and just took advantage of this over years? That actually upsets me a little bit. But anyway, guys, I hope you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. I hope the person that made those videos that's now deleted them understands that it's not beneficial for people to just go in and slay EA, and all it does is break the bond between the YouTubers and EA, which further distances us, which leaves us with less information, which means you guys have less information, and that's not positive for anyone, But going forwards for FIFA 17, as I say that, you know, we was going to discuss FIFA 17, and ultimately all of this leads up to the point of FIFA 17. EA say they're going to be far more transparent, which is exciting for me because I want to know what they mean by transparent. I want to know, basically I want to know everything about FIFA and how it works, because if you go to COD, if you go to League of Legends, if you go to Overwatch, you know everything about how everything works, and there's no hidden stats, there's nothing hidden. They don't have some special button that does something that they're just not going to tell you how it works, like with chemistry. So I'm excited and intrigued to know what EA mean by we're going to be more transparent. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video. If you have enjoyed this, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.